Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, when we looking at these last days and we see how desperate and fearful and angry the devil is and Satan is and the Antichrist, we see that he's coming down with great wrath, like a large multitude, and he's ready to um, put pretty much the nation of Israel um, to non-existence. And the foundation of this whole situation is Psalms chapter 2 and Psalms chapter 83. Because King David, his kingdom is going to be um, rebuilt. What's that? Acts chapter 15. His kingdom is going to be rebuilt, and he's going to set up his kingdom like before. Like when he was ruling during the ancient days with the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, the whole 12 tribes together. And so King David let it be known what was going to go on from front to back in the book of Psalms. See, he set the foundation of the situation, because you got Psalms chapter 2. It goes into this whole scenario, and so I'm gonna get into that because that's the foundation. Everything that these other people are talking about is not relevant, because King David set the foundation. Yahweh Shah was the son of David, and he was just magnifying what King David had already put down as a foundation. See, he was magnifying the law, what Moses put down. And so these people trying to act like he was coming to change something, but he was coming to magnify it, to make it even greater point that the Lord was choosing the nation of Israel, and that as a result of him choosing that, King David let it be known. Now let's get into it. We're going to start with Psalms chapter 2. Let's see, Psalms chapter 2, verse 2. Say, why do the heathen rage? Because the Most High chose the nation of Israel. See, he didn't choose every human that's walking on the earth. See, just because he created everybody. See, they thinking that just because he created everybody, he was going to choose them. Just because they came from Adam, he was going to choose them. It said, and the people imagine a vain thing. See, it's not going to profit them to imagine a lie. It's not going to profit them to trust their vain opinion. But I feel like he should bless everybody. Why he discriminating on us? See, because they looking at it through a American mindset where everybody is so-called the same, which is a bold-faced lie. But this is what they pushing. Verse 2, it say the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together. So the king, the whole foundation of the situation was the kings of the earth was coming against the Israelites, was coming against King David, was coming against King Solomon, was coming against any king that was ruling or leading the children of Israel. See, they was coming against the children of Israel. And that's the next part. And against the Lord, and against the Lord. He took counsel together against the Lord because the Lord setting up the whole situation. And then he say, and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder. See, that's why we have Yahushua brought out the time of the Gentile time, because it was their time to have power, because this is what they whole focus anyway. See, they whole focus and gripe with the Lord was that he chose the nation of Israel. And the Gentile times was their time to have power. Let me touch that real quick. Isaiah 14 and 18. And this is one of the foundations that most people miss. It say, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. See, these kings that's not Israelites, they lying in their own house, meaning their own land. That's why Yahushua, he gonna take the Israelites to their land. But see, these kings, they in their own land, ruling over their people. See, and they're lying in glory. So this is the foundation. And so that's why in Psalms 83, they still, he reiterated it, but he made it much plain for so you can't wrestle with it, because they might say the kings of the earth and the rulers, and they just go over that and just say, oh, you're talking about the government. No, it's bigger than the government. See, I'm gonna start at verse let's see here, 3 let you know verse 2 let you know what he's talking about. Your enemies. So these are enemies. It say they have taken crafty counsel against your people. See, that brings out that chapter 2 when he said against your anointed one. Who is this anointed one? He said, and consulted against your hidden one. Who is the hidden one and the anointed one? It say they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See, the Israelites is the anointed. The Israelites is the hidden one. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. See, the old Psalms 2 say, the kings of the earth consulted together. They are confederate against you. Now it starts to name them. It say the tabernacles of Edom. When you do your research, the Edomites was the ancient Romans and the Greeks, and we know them to be the so-called white men. And there was Macedonians too, because that's all over there in Europe. It says the tabernacles of Edom, the tabernacles of Ishmael. See, the Arabs, they was promised to have princes and lands and kingdoms. That's why they ruling in their promise. It says Moab and Haman. Moab is the Chinese. The Hagarenes is the so-called Hamite African. Gabal, some more Hamite African. Ammon, the Japanese. And Amalek, that's the small head so-called white man. You see, all of these people is confederate against the Israelites. And they all consulting together on how we gonna control and get rid of these Israelites, because this is the part of their plan, and King David let it be known what was gonna happen. So he told you what the agenda was in his writings. But when you go to Psalms 149, he give you a conclusion. He says, verse 1, praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints. That's the same new song that was in Revelation 7 and 14. I think it's 14 mostly, where it says that the 144,000 will learn a song that nobody else could learn, because they're going to be the children of Israel who's going to be singing a specific song catered to the children of Israel. Verse 2, let Israel rejoice. See, this is the congregation of the saints. This ain't somebody that's misstituted, what they say, um, dang, what's that phrase? They say, goody two shoes. See, this is just not somebody who just being nice and doing the right thing. No, it's a specific nation. Say, let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. So this is specifically talking about the Israelites. To get to the point, verse 6, it says, let the high praises be in their mouth, a two-edged sword in their hand. You see, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. See, the Israelites is going to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people. To bind their kings with chains, talking about the heathen, and their nobles with fetters of iron. See, the heathens, nobles and kings is going to be put in chains, because they lying in glory and they coming against the Lord, and they coming against his anointed. And he going to lock they behind up. And that's going to be the conclusion of the situation. There ain't going to be no new situation to come after this, because this is the prophecy. That's why he said the judgment written. It's already been a judgment on these heathens for trying to get rid of the Lord's anointed and coming against the Lord. It's already a judgment and a punishment for this situation. So these people coming up with a Christian church and Muslim mosques and whatever they want to come up with, just because they was created by God, and not looking at the foundation of the scriptures, looking at the foundation of how the Lord was moving and why he was moving the way he was moving. Because all the nations had came against him and his chosen. See, he choose one son to do a certain thing. He gives the son an inheritance, and all the other children rebel against the father and say, no, why you gave it to that son? We all your children. You see, why he get the inheritance just because he the firstborn? This is why he called Israel his firstborn, because they gonna get the inheritance. Let's get that real quick. Was it Exodus 4 and 12 or 20 something? 22. It say, and thou says unto Pharaoh, thus says the Lord God. Still says the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. See, he's going to get the inheritance because he's the firstborn. And so, this is how the scriptures is going to go. Now, when it comes to what they're going to do at this end, since that they realizing that the Lord is raising up his men and prophesying against what they're going to do, their game plan is not changed. It still is trying to exterminate the Israelites. Look at Revelation 12 and 17. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to wage war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. Now that testimony is the spirit of prophecy, and the prophecy shows how this beast, Revelation 16, 17, will cause everybody on earth to try to worship him and obey him. And without doing so, they won't be able to go in a store and buy and sell anything, see, unless they get the permission of the so-called white man. These 10 kings that's ruling in this fourth kingdom, this fourth beast, which is 10 kings, which is the beast, the scarlet beast, and the red dragon. See, this fourth kingdom was described in many ways. In 2nd Ezra 6, he was described as the eagle. See, this fourth kingdom is described in many different ways, but it all boils down to the union, European Union, the so-called union of the white man, the union of the Edomites. See, coming together, trying to exterminate and get rid of the nation of Israel so they can keep power. And so they gonna come up with this device, and these devices are what Psalm 37:7. These devices, these wicked devices, to try to pretty much defeat the children of Israel, and they're not gonna be able to do it. The children of Israel are not gonna consent to it, and because the Lord has chosen them, elected them to not fall victim to the beast. See, that's why he calls them his elect. But I just want to bring that out real quick. All praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kakadash, Shalom.